teamed up with Ben Jenkins. And Roman starts with Craig Rucastle. In the news quiz where you can betray your way to the top, win the week. Here's your host, Alex Lee.
Hello and welcome to the quiz that tests your news knowledge and your loyalty. 3 regular Aussies have been paired with 3 celebrities. But at the end of each round, the losing team captain will be given a choice to betray their celeb teammate to get back in the game. Let's meet our teams. Our first team captain is Maddie, a registered nurse who's into gaming and cosplay. She's playing with award-winning journalist and host of The Drum, it's Ellen Fanning. So, Maddie, you wear costumes from your favourite comics and video games, and you once went to Dubai to dress up as Sailor Moon?
Yeah, it was actually Sailor Mars, if we're going to be accurate about it. Yeah.
Ella, do any of those words make sense to you?
Sure, Dubai, definitely. Blah, blah, blah.
All right, please welcome Team Maddie. Up next, Narelle is a high school history and English teacher. Thankfully, she's used to dealing with easily distracted children because we paired her with a comedian from the Checkout and the Feed. It's Ben Jenkins. So, Narelle, when you have to deal with troublemakers at school, what's your strategy?
All students, when they leave my room, they can't leave my room until they're standing behind their seats and smiling because I have a reputation to uphold.
Ben, you're smiling. Is that because Narelle made you?
I am not great with teachers. I'm in my
That's a good start.
I'm in my mid-30s and I haven't shaken off the sort of fear I have of teachers and the wanting to please teachers. So
they're good things.
Yeah, for you.
Please welcome Team Narelle. And our final team captain, Roman, is a full-time student and part-time debating coach. So I partnered him with the most petty and argumentative celebrity I know. It's Craig Rucastle. Roman, you have a very special party trick, is that right?
Special is a subjective word. I can name all of the Australian Prime Ministers in chronological order.
Oh, what a cool party!
I'm just going to get another drink and I'll be going.
Those are our teams for now, but one of our captains will have their loyalty tested at the end of round 1. So let's find out who will win the week with our first game. In mixed messages, we've taken 2 real headlines from this week and combined them to create a fake headline. The player that buzzes in can only guess one story. It's then up to their teammate to guess the other half. 5 points for each correct answer. All right, hands on buzzers. Queensland tells under-40s, do not accompany Jeff Bezos into space. Craig.
I think I know the second half. There was an elderly lady who was like a pilot in America and who was like one of the first ladies who was, you know, got a licence to go into space but never got to go to space because she's a woman, is now going with Jeff Bezos into space.
That is correct. That means it's over to you, Roman.
I think it's Queensland telling under 40s not to get the AstraZeneca vaccine after Scott Morrison told everyone that they could.
Yes, that is the answer.
Yes.
Well done. 10 points for you.
I think it's interesting that Richard Branson announced that he's going to beat Jeff Bezos into space. It's a real, like, billionaire dick-swinging contest.
It is. Why can't they just spend their time doing normal billionaire stuff like Mark Zuckerberg did on the weekend?
Now I know why he doesn't have a hate button on his program.
All right, next one. Donald Rumsfeld, former US Defence Secretary, opens portal to hell in the middle of the ocean. Ben.
There was an oil spill in the middle of the ocean. The ocean was on fire, which I think you tend not to want of an ocean. So that's the second one.
All right, pressure's on Narelle. What's his first one?
I think the first one is Donald Rumsfeld died.
Yeah.
That's right, yes. Well done, 10 points for you.
Not to be a pedant, wasn't it gas, not oil?
Yeah, definitely gas.
Yeah, and wasn't it? And to be a double pedant, it was also wrong because Rumsfeld never lived amongst us.
We'll give you that one. The gas leak in an oil pipeline saw a fire break out on the ocean's surface. Now, they did manage to put it out after 5 hours, but no thanks to this guy over here. All right, Scott Morrison's 4-point plan to march in high heels sparks outrage. Ellen.
I just wanted to win the buzzer.
Well,
That's all
you
I
did.
was out for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like a middle-aged white guy at a job interview. I'm just going for it, even though I'm not qualified. I only know the first half. Oh, damn. Do we get half points for half of it?
Yeah. So if you know one of them, Ellen, you should just guess it.
So Scott Morrison's 4-point plan to reopen Australia after vaccinating us all, which is a plan with no dates and no thresholds and no targets, was announced this week.
Kind of sounds like your team's plan you've got going on here. Maddie, have you seen this story? Whose plan to march in high heels has made everyone angry?
Just to quote Scott Morrison, I'll be taking no further questions at this point.
All right, that means I can throw it open. Does anyone else know this story? Roman.
Yes, I believe the Ukrainian army made some women in their army, in their military, march in high heels, and everyone was like, that's probably a little bit sexist.
Just a little bit.
Probably.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Wouldn't
right.
want to call it early, but probably.
That is correct. And one of the cadets, her name was Ivana Medved, was quoted as saying, "It is slightly harder than in army boots, but we are trying." All right, that's the end of mixed messages. Now, Team Maddie, you are coming last, which means, Ellen, you're currently up for betrayal, but you still have a chance to come back as we check who's up to the minute. All right, hands on your buzzers. Your time starts now. Which British royal went into isolation after coming into contact? Ellen.
The one who's married to the bald guy who's going to be the king.
That's the one.
Catherine, Princess Catherine
Duchess.
of Duchessness.
Princess Catherine of Duchessness.
If she gets that point, I'm going to go apeshit.
That'll do. Next one. US sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson was suspended. Roman.
She tested positive for marijuana and has been banned from the Olympic Games.
That's
Really?
right. Which former Liberal MP accused Scott Morrison, Ellen,
Julia Banks.
of mansplaining this week? It was Julia Banks. Who became the oldest player ever to reach a Wimbledon? Ellen.
I have no idea, but I'm loving this buzzer. The power of it. You just hit it and all eyes are on you.
Can you give me a name?
The oldest tennis player to reach the... Oh, would it be that Roger Federer guy?
It is the Roger Federer.
Oh, this is an outrage.
The ship that blocked the Suez Canal. Ben, I'll still allow you to answer that one.
It was called the Evergreen, and it was a great big ship. Was the question, is it a great big ship? Because it was a whopper.
Was not, is it a great big ship? The question was, what was its name? And you gave the wrong answer. It was the Ever Given. The Evergreen is the name of the company, unfortunately.
That was a really good try.
See?
All right, at the end of round one, let's check the scores. We have, coming in equal first place, Team Maddie and Team Roman on 20 points. Which means coming last is Team Narelle.
I knew this would happen, but I hoped it wouldn't happen this early.
Narelle, you now have a decision to make. Will
Put
you...
me in this position so soon.
It's come up.
She thought it was going to happen eventually.
Will you stay with Ben, or is it time for this student to get expelled?
Okay, listen, can I just say something before she... Numerically, we are not looking great, points-wise, and I will wear that. But in terms of team spirit and rapport and...
effort.
See? I think we're head and shoulders. And, Al, is it measured by any of these things at the end?
They do not factor in,
It's
no.
point-based.
It's points.
Okay. The thing is, the boots that I'm wearing don't match the jeans that I'm wearing. And so I really don't want to have to get out from behind here. Do you know what I mean?
He has a point.
Yeah.
But Narelle, the time has come. Do you want to stay or betray?
Look, I'm torn. It's hard.
It is.
And I think it's too early to get rid of you, Ben.
Narelle's gonna stay. Well, we'll all have to wait to see Ben's terrible shoes another time. It's time for round 2. In Picture This, players are given pictures that hint at a recent news story, but they can't show each other their pictures. They must describe them and together work out the story before their time runs out. 15 points per correct answer. OK, Team Narelle, get ready. Your time starts now.
Oh, look, I've got Snow White.
Yep, OK.
And springy things. And she looks like, springs. You know those curly-whirly things, those. And she seems to be jumping off that.
OK, I've got a picture of the Loch Ness Monster and an arrow pointing to the water, so Loch Ness.
Yes.
Ness. Snow White Spring Ness.
Are you sure that's Snow White, Narelle?
It's one of those princesses.
OK,
Cinderella.
Uh-huh.
Cinderella?
No, it's not Cinderella. What's the other thing on your picture there, Narelle? You've got a...
The spring thing.
Disney character. Spring thing?
Disney. Oh, it's a Disney
character. A girl from a Disney character?
Yes.
We're going to stop your clock and we're going to open it up. Ellen and Maddie.
Alice Springs goes into lockdown.
Alice Springs goes into lockdown.
I'm not recognised.
And you know what? I did bad on lockdown. Lockdown, guys.
Yeah.
It's a picture of the Loch Ness Monster and there's an arrow. So
Yeah,
lockdown.
we got that. We can see the picture.
Burjo's catchphraise.
All right, you've got another one there, Team Narelle.
Oh.
Your time starts now.
Oh, I've got before and then a bishop or pope's thing.
I've got that. Is there any punctuation in yours?
Yes, a colon.
OK, I've got a semicolon.
Right.
OK.
So, and a staff, you know.
Yeah, so I think we've got the same image.
So have you got before?
Yeah, no, I've got after. So yours is before.
He's a colon before.
And now he's a semicolon after.
Yes.
Was there somebody who was demoted to, like, semi-pope?
What's happened to the Pope? Has he got COVID?
I think that would come up. I think that would have been...
No, he doesn't have COVID.
Hasn't he been sick and he's been out of action and no one hasn't seen him for a long time?
That's Morrison. That's Scott Morrison. That's Scott Morrison.
So you've got a colon and then you've got a semi-colon.
They've removed half the Pope's colon.
Do you know this story or are you just saying words back to me?
The Pope
yes.
went to a special hospital for popes and they said that bit of the colon's got to come out. So they did some bowel surgery on the Pope.
All right, we're going to give that one to you, Team Narelle. As soon as you said they took him to a special Pope hospital, I knew you'd seen the story. Yes. This was the story that Pope Francis went from having a colon to a semicolon this week after surgery on his colon, and he's doing fine.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
I knew I made the right decision.
Go.
Well, we're still losing, but...
We've all had a lot of fun here, but everyone here at Win the Week would like to wish His Buttholiness a speedy recovery.
Right, well, the show's cancelled. Let's go.
Well done, Team Narelle. You got one of those. That means our next team up is Team Maddie. Your time starts now.
OK, so I've got a picture of Australia with a little wooden spoon, holding up a spoon.
Oh, OK.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, and I've got an 8 with a climber climbing up the 8.
Wait, can you describe it better?
OK, so I'm...
I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say the wrong answer.
It's a giant big 8, and then there's a guy completely decked out in climbing gear, but I'm sort of somehow thinking G8 when I look at it. Like Australia's coming last in the COVID wooden spoon and the COVID thing, is that it?
Maddie, what was your guess?
Oh, well, mine was actually about the wooden spoon and the Weet-Bix, the cereal thing. They recalled a bunch of wooden spoons.
Oh, right. It's not that story. All right, I'll give you 5 more seconds.
Maybe, are we coming last? Is Australia having the wooden spoon? Are we coming last in the G8 summit?
Right, no, that's not the right answer. We're going to stop the clock. We're going to open it up.
Australia is coming last in the climate rankings out of like 93 countries, I think.
Wasn't it? It was like all of the UN countries.
Australia is
All of the
basically
UN
like
countries.
the worst
the worst country, yeah.
That's right. That's the right story. Yes, a UN report has given Australia the wooden spoon, ranking us dead last on Climate action. All right, you've got another one there.
Okay.
And go.
Okay, so I've got a picture of a guy doing this with like a bicep muscle. The Australian flag is on the bicep and there's a red arrow pointing at the bicep muscle as he's doing that.
And I've got somebody waving a white flag, which I imagine is defeat, giving up, we give up.
What's another word for bicep?
Guns.
They're guns.
Guns. They're guns. He's showing off his guns and
What was your thing again?
defeat, surrender.
With the Australian gun laws.
If you stop talking, I'll listen to what
All
they're
right.
saying.
All right, we're going to stop the clock. Narelle.
I think they were talking about sort of making extra changes to the gun laws. They're still asking for, you know, happy for people to hand in and surrender their...
There's an amnesty,
any
so if you
other
hand in,
weapons,
like, a rocket launcher, they'll be like, you cheeky guy, and
That's
they'll
right.
give you a HMV voucher or something.
Yeah.
That'll do. We'll give you that one. There you go. A permanent Australian gun amnesty was announced this week, allowing us to surrender illegal firearms with no penalty. Last time there was an amnesty, as you mentioned, Ben, someone handed in a rocket launcher, which I suppose is better than putting it out on rubbish night. Hard to know what to do with your old rocket launchers, isn't it?
Blue bins.
It's the incorrect bin, Ben. Don't get me angry.
All right, Team Roman's turn. Your time starts now.
All right, I've got soldiers with sausages or hot dogs instead of guns. So
I've got a piece, like a dove flying like a peace symbol. What have you got?
soldiers carrying, like, they got hot dogs.
There was a hot dog eating competition.
Yes.
But I don't understand what's this got to do with a peace, the dove, a dove of peace.
Was it the 4th of July hot dog eating contest where...
It's not the hot dog eating contest.
Well, that's good, because this bird makes no sense for that.
We're going to open it up. Maddie.
Was there something... Oh, God. Was there something...
When Australians withdrew from Afghanistan, they had a Bunnings sausage sizzle to say goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, we are just going to have to move on. No one got that one. The UK and the EU have agreed to a ceasefire in the trade dispute that has been dubbed the Sausage War.
Aren't all wars sausage wars?
In a way, yes, they are. OK, you've got one more there, Roman. Let's go.
All right, I've got a birthday cake with candles and they're all lit. So
OK, I've got 2 pictures of the C and then a pea pod with an arrow pointing to the P. CCP.
CCP birthday, the 100th birthday of the CCP was this...
Oh, the Chinese Communist Party.
The Chinese Communist Party.
Catching up, Roman, catching up.
Yes, you got that one. All right, that's the end of round 2. Let's check the scores. Coming in first place, we have Roman on 50 points.
Debating is cool, kids.
Team Narelle, you are coming in second on 40 points.
We are such a team.
Which means coming in last on 35 points is Team Maddie. Maddie, that means you have a decision to make. Will you stay with Ellen, or is it time for her to march to the beat of her own, the drum? Ellen, why shouldn't Maddie choose Ben or Craig to be on her team?
Toots. No. This is what I do for a living. I'm in contract negotiations. They're coming up. I'm a middle-aged woman in television and we're losing in my special category, which is news. So I'd ask you to just consider the context here.
Maddie, it's a very close game here. Who you pick to be your teammate could see you get to the top. So the time has come. Maddie?
If you want one of these losers, you should try it.
See, I'm very conflicted, Alex, because I want to stay with Ellen because she's obviously the brains trust in the entire team, OK? Out of all 6 of us, you're the smartest person
I think
here.
Roman is, but just quiet.
But the second part of me is that I really want the audience to see his shoes. Such a big deal about it.
Callback.
And I'm looking at them right now and I
want to be clear, the shoes are fine. What I have paired them with is the problem.
Yeah.
And maybe that's your problem, Maddie. You're fine, but what you've been paired with... Do you want to stay or betray?
I will.
Right. Maddie is going to stay. Teams are in the same position. That means it's time to go on to our next round. We said the news would be from this week. We didn't say which year it was from. The following questions are about the news from this week in history. Buzz in for 15 points. This week in 2016, the University of Edinburgh threw this unusual birthday party. Whose birthday was it? Ellen.
The birthday of Dolly the sheep, who was the first cloned creature on Earth.
That's right, yes.
That bloke with the beard's killing her.
I'm not going to give you any points, but does anyone know why they called the sheep Dolly? Roman?
Yes, they called her Dolly after Dolly Parton because they cloned Dolly from the mammary glands of a sheep, and Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
What?
Go on, say it.
she had particularly big breasts.
Yes, that is disgusting of you to say.
He should get extra points because he wasn't even born and he knows that.
Yeah, but he was just Googling booby news or something. This week, 21 years ago, Australia was in chaos.
Australia shut down as midnight approached. Taxis off the road, confusion at toll booths.
Sorry.
What was happening?
Was this the introduction to the GST?
This was the introduction of the GST.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Wow.
It kicked in at midnight.
That's actually, he got that right.
All right, next one. The Melbourne Morning Herald ran this ecstatic front page about an act that came into effect this week in 1851. What were Victorians so happy to be getting rid of? Roman.
Were they getting rid of New South Wales?
That's right, yes. Well done. 170 years ago this week, the Port Phillip district officially separated from New South Wales and became its colony known as even newer South Wales. In the local Melbourne newspaper, they wrote, "The depressing influence of our connection with Sydney is at an end."
God, that's exactly the same article they wrote this week.
All right, that's the end of old news. On to our next game. In bleeping news, teams are all shown a clip with 2 parts bleeped out. Captains must guess the first bleep, celebrities the second, without discussing their answers. 15 points for each correct guess. 2 men faced court this week charged with a very peculiar theft.
Cody Milne and Tasman Binder are the men accused of stealing Big Bird. The $160,000 costume was stolen in April, but just days later, Big Bird was returned with a in his beak.
One thing still stands, the pair are banned from...
All right, so Team Maddie, will go to you first. Big Bird was returned with a hot dog in his beak. The pair are banned from...
Well, logical.
The pair are banned from Sesame Street. The pair are banned from children's playgrounds. You're going to have to choose one. Sesame Street's locked in there from Ellen.
No.
No, is not. Children's...
It's not really a place.
All right, next one. Narelle, Big Bird was returned with a fish.
Well, birds eat fish, do
It's not a real bird, Narelle! It may not surprise
The
you to learn,
paraban.
Alex, that I followed this story with great interest. So I think I actually have the answer here. They were banned from the circus.
Interesting. Oh. All right. Team Roman, Big Bird was returned with a Elmo in his beak. What do they get up to after hours on Sesame Street? The pair are banned.
I think it's also circuses. I think it was circus-related.
What do you think you were going to achieve with the question mark there, Craig?
I'm not very good at grammar.
All right, let's see the clip.
But just days later, Big Bird was returned with a sorry note in his beak.
One thing still stands: the pair are banned from going to the circus.
So, points there for Ben and Craig. All right, let's see how that affects the scores. So, at the end of round 3, Team Roman, you're still coming first on 80 points. Second place, 10 points behind them, Narelle. Now, that means, Maddie, you have a decision to make. Now, you are coming last. Is it time that you cosplayed as someone with a better partner?
Look, I feel like I've been on death row here for a while, and I just want to take charge. And I think there could be a beautiful moment here where we can compare my boots and Ben's. And I think I could sort of gain some grace and dignity in being rejected, but at the same time, no one will remember anything except the boots.
Ellen spent the whole day just preparing her betrayal clothes.
Lots of points up for grabs here at the end, Maddie. Well, the time has come. Do you want to stay or betray? All right, betrayal.
Betraying you, Ellen.
All right, Ellen, pick up your nameplate and who are you going to choose, Maddie?
Oh, Ben.
It's Ben. All right, light up the fail trail for Ellen. Walk across there. Oh my God, they're amazing.
This is
It's everything.
Let's do it.
All right, we've got brand new teams. Anyone can win it. We're up to the final round. Our final round is called Pants. Teams are shown a headline where one word has been replaced with the word pants. Buzz in to guess the missing word, 10 points if you get it right, but you lose 10 points if you get it wrong. Hands on your buzzers, your time starts now. Joey Chestnut breaks hot pants eating record again. Ben.
Dog.
Correct. Mexico to ruffle off pants owned by drug lord. Ellen?
No idea, just addicted to the buzzer. What do you reckon?
All right, didn't get that one. I'm going to say that was, the answer was house we were looking for. Number 3, Scott Morrison emerges from pants to attend National. Ellen?
Quarantine.
Correct. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden featured on the cover of Pants. Ellen?
Vogue?
Vogue is correct. Prince Charles reveals the pants that give him an irresistible urge to get up and dance. Ben?
Music. Song.
Song is correct, yes. Protesters across Brazil demand removal of pants. Narelle?
Of their leader because he's so corrupt.
What is his name?
Oh, my God, what is his name?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It rhymes with da-da-da-da.
The answer we needed there was President Bolsonaro.
Bolsonaro.
See?
All right. Anyone can win it on these last two questions. UK couples say Gordon Ramsay ruined their pants. Ellen?
Wedding?
Correct. Passengers could soon be allowed to travel with their pants on Aussie flights. Ellen?
Dogs. Yes, they're dogs.
I'll give that to you. The answer was pets.
Yeah.
That is the end of pants, which means our winner tonight on 90 points is Narelle. Narelle, you have won the week, and you get to keep it as immortalised in this incredible, one-of-a-kind mounted Guilty Pleasures 2021 calendar. Congratulations, Narelle. Thanks for all of our guests for playing tonight. The news for next week starts now. Good night.